Hey everybody, it's such a joy for me to be with all of you today. Thank you so much for dropping by. Just want to declare that God has great things in store for you as well. Before I go into the message that I have in store for you today, I encourage you to connect with me through the various social media platforms that I'm available on. You can check out my content on Instagram. You can also connect with me through Facebook and Parler. You can also subscribe for daily inspirations through WhatsApp, and you can also get regular content on YouTube. Don't forget to get my books, both my first one, Who Am I, which will help you understand your identity, as well as my second one, Unveil Your Purpose, which became a number one on Amazon, which will help you discover your purpose and to start walking in it as well. You can get more details at www.johngiftah.com, and I encourage you to rate this podcast in the platform that you are listening to, and also give a review so that it will boost and help reach more people. And thank you so much for listening, and do share it around with your friends and loved ones so that it will be a great blessing to them as well. Now let's go to the session that we have for today. I want you to understand that you're not just one of the 8 billion people on earth. You're not just trying to find your way through life. I want you to understand that because you're a child of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, because of the fact that your Heavenly Father controls and owns the entire universe, because of the fact that you are a son, you are a daughter of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, you have a special favor that rests upon you. You have to remember that you are highly favored of the Lord. You have a favor from the Lord that's going to set you apart from the rest of the people. You have a favor from the Lord that is going to cause the right people to like you, the wrong people to shun you. That favor from the Lord that's going to cause people to gain special interest towards you. Today I want you to understand, very important here, saints of God, don't ever go through life thinking just like, oh my goodness, I'm just one of the people on earth, nothing special about me, nothing great about me, I need to work my way through in this life. It's so unfair, it's so much of struggle, so much of opposition, so much of challenges that are mounting. No, listen, I'm not saying that you won't have problems, I'm not saying you won't have challenges, but I want you to understand that when you understand that you are highly favored of the Lord, when you understand that you have a special favor that sets you apart from the rest of the people, when you realize and walk in that awareness of that favor of God over your life, I want you to understand that is when you believe and expect God for big things that you could never achieve on your own, to happen in your life because of that favor. That favor of God can set you apart. That favor of God can cause the right people to just show kindness to you at a point when there was no need for them to do it for you. When we think about the classic example of Ruth in the Bible, if you see Ruth chapter 2, she goes to Boaz's field and she just requests him, can I just, they're all harvesting the crops, so maybe at least a leftover, can I just do a little bit of work? She was trying to put her best foot forward. If you read the chapter, you realize when they compliment her and talk about her to the owner of the field, Boaz, they say, what, she's been working so hard, she's been putting her best foot forward, she's been going the extra mile, she did a very, very best, and they are giving very good compliments about Ruth to Boaz. She was a hardworking person. She was not being complacent or lazy. She did her best. But you have to remember something here. It didn't just stop that she was hardworking and maybe she got a permanent job there. That is not the end of the story. That is not how the story ends. That is how the worldly perspective we look at it. But that's not the way we have to see as children of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. In a worldly perspective, maybe if she worked her best, she could be getting the promotion to, maybe become a permanent employee of that farm or something. But do you know how the story goes? The story goes on to say how Boaz ends up showing kindness to her, ends up just having that interest towards her. In fact, he goes on to tell the other harvesters and the people in charge, he tells them, don't be hard on her, leave some leftovers so it'll be easy for her. See the kind of words that he uses. See the kind of gesture that he showcases towards Ruth. It's really amazing, right? Like, why would he have to be good to her? Why would he have to be kind to her? There was no need for him to do it. But that is what is the favor of God all about. When you are your best, at the same time, when you honor God, you have a favor that attracts the right people to be good to you and kind to you. Ruth eventually, because of the favor showed upon her by Boaz, long story made short, she ends up marrying Boaz, and eventually you could say, because she marries Boaz, she ends up being the owner of the field. Now think about this. An outsider ends up becoming the owner of the field. Isn't that sounding very much like the story of Joseph? If God had told Joseph, my plan for you at the end of your life is to become the prime minister, probably he would have just sat and studied administration and history. But you see, the favor of God is something that takes you places that you cannot go on your own. You cannot plan your way out to make that happen. Joseph could never plan his way out to become the prime minister equivalent of Egypt at a time when Egypt was the most powerful nation in the world of that time. From the place he was in a foreign nation. He had no connections. His family was against him. Now he was thrown in the pit. Now he was a slave and he was wrongly accused. He was put in the prison. His life was at stake. He was in the dungeon. There was no way for him to plan and chart out and, expect to become the prime minister equivalent. Maybe if he worked hard, he could have become a chief jailer, or maybe he could have later on become some officer or something of that sort. In a literal sense, on a practical sense, it was just not possible for Joseph to become the prime minister equivalent. That's what I want you to understand. Favor will take you places that you cannot go on your own. Favor will cause people to be kind to you who would never have any reason on earth to be kind to you. Hello? When I look at my own life, it just astonishes me the kind of ways in which God's favor has been upon my life. When I was in the university, students were never allowed to preach. That was the norm in the university. But I was the only one to get the opportunity to preach to thousands of people out of over 10,000, 11,000 students, and to do something that was never done before. Now think about it. What is that? That's the favor. People used to ask, oh, how did you get that opportunity? I mean, we've been more involved in these kind of activities. We were more close to these people, but how did you get it? I don't have any answer, but that's the favor that sets you apart from everybody else. The favor that causes the right people to like you. The favor that causes people to put a good word about you. That opportunity connected me with more opportunities, eventually new connections. Eventually that is all part of the way for me in my life when I saw things happen in my life that I could not have made it happen on my own. That's the favor of God. That's the favor of God. I want you to understand something, saints of God. Like, even now when I look at where the, podcast is, ranking at the top in many countries, and when I look at how my book became a number one on Amazon, when I look at the world records that I was able to be a part of, and while I'm recording this, I just want to let you know that you guys know how much I love Scooby-Doo, and very soon I'm going to be receiving, some kind of world record and world recognition for my Scooby-Doo, collection craze and other endeavors as well. It's really exciting. I mean, like, to be, from where I am to see, the way God has been lifting. I cannot plan this out on my own. I never could plan out like, okay, you know what, let my book become a number one out, to plan that I would get opportunities to become a world record holder, or, it's not something I could just plan on my own. It's the hand of God. It's the favor of God. And today I want you guys to walk in that awareness of the favor that you hold, the favor that you carry. Don't ever go through life thinking you're just at a disadvantage. Walk with boldness, confidence, knowing that you carry favor wherever you go. Why? Not because of who you are, but because of whose you are. You are a son of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You are a daughter of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Walk with that boldness, walk with that courage, walk with that confidence. And I'm here to announce to you, you will attract that favor manifesting in your life that will make you go places you can never go on your own. May God bless you. Amen. I hope you were blessed, encouraged, and edified by the message that you just listened to. I encourage you to connect with me to the various social media platforms. I'm available on Instagram, Parler, and Facebook. You can also check out my regular content on YouTube. And I encourage you to get my books, both Who Am I, as well as my latest one, which became a number one on Amazon, Unveil Your Purpose. I'm sure these books will be a great blessing to you as well. Please do leave a rating and review this podcast in the platform that you're listening to. Share this around with a friend and a loved one. I'm sure it will bless them as well and also help us reach more people with the good news of Jesus Christ as well. Do check out other content on the podcast platform. And if you're led to support us financially or you would like to connect with me, you can also check out the details in the description with regard to my PayPal account. And also, if you are led to invite me to share the word in any other platform, you can do so by connecting with me either through the website or through any other means like the social media platforms as well. Thank you so much for dropping by, and I'll see you next time. If you want to get more details, check out my website www.johngiftah.com.